We're recording, but we're not live. We ain't Carson Daly yet. You ain't Carson Daly yet. Bow, bow.
It's the Hats Off, Gloves Off podcast with Mitchell Phillips and Spencer Calendar.
Oh, welcome everybody, the Hats Off, Gloves Off podcast. My name is Mitchell Phillips. With me as always,
Spencer Calendar. It's been a while.
what was his name? God damn it, never mind.
What?
I hate when you go to make a reference and I can see his face.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling. We can't.
Yeah.
Too early in the pod.
Just restart it. We just fucking crashed and burned. This is Hats Off, Gloves Off. Hats off to those deserve it. Gloves off to those deserve it. Pats on the back, pats on the fanny. Yin and yang, finger pointing, finger blasted. You know the deal. Do a good thing, you'll know it. Do a bad thing, you'll know it. Sometimes you do a bad thing, you don't know it. Sometimes I don't know whether it's a hats off or gloves off, but we're here to just bring you the news and cast just vague judgments among the public. We had a week off. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. No, we regrouped.
Mitchell had to go to SeaWorld for 7 days straight, which made no... I mean, sure, go once or twice.
I watched Seaspiracy, and
days?
I think I misunderstood Seaspiracy because I just went and dumped a bunch of money into factory fish farms,
I watched
SeaWorld.
Seaspiracy, and that was one of the weirdest documentaries because it was, first of all, when I saw it was like a 22-year-old bro, I was like, I'm not listening to shit you're saying. This stuff is gnarly. There's gnarly stuff going in the ocean, but it shouldn't be coming through you. And then it was like a compilation of every other documentary I've seen, where it's like, I've already seen that the Cove documentary, and they had like a Cove section. I've already seen a thing about it. Was, anyway, it was
just Quentin Tarantino, the documentaries.
It was just like bam, bam,
he just pulled out his favorite little bits to make from like 20 movies to make one movie.
Yeah, and then he would just like
Blackfish.
Blackfish was in the mix. All these different documentaries, and then at the end he would just like, so just don't eat seafood.
Yeah, cool. It's like literally anything else in life. It's fine. Just do it in moderation. But the problem is you got fucking 8 billion people. And
stop killing all the sharks. We don't need to eat shark fins. Let's get that out of the
culture. We don't, but who does eat shark? Is that Chinese?
Chinese love them, yeah.
Yeah, but also do they,
Well, and we eat shark too. We just eat like the shark steak. They eat the shark fin.
But also who eats shark? You know what I mean? And then also, but then all of this rises up and then people do like fish hatcheries and fish farms, and everybody's like trying to tell you everything that's wrong with that. So it's like, what? I'm never allowed to eat fish, and that's what you keep following the logic, and if it's true, the only thing it's like, no, we should all eat broccoli. But then you have the argument where it's like, agriculture kills way more, what is it? An entire cow's worth of steaks. Every cut, just a full 2 freezers full of steaks.
Yeah.
You got to kill one animal, but to grow like a patch of broccoli, you got to kill rabbits and gophers and you know what I mean? Ruin habitats and murder anything that's trying to eat your fucking cabbage. So you fucking vegans aren't innocent either, you sons of bitches.
Point is, just move to Hollywood, get yourself a tent. They're going quick.
Oh yeah.
Get naked on the middle of sunset and let's fucking rock and roll.
How
baby.
funny is that? Now there's homeless real estate. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, that guy's got that corner now?
I swear to God.
It's going hot.
You got to get off on the Santa Monica 101 exit. They go hardcore. They've gone plywood, hammer and nails. It's fairly permanent. And now they're digging a trench. And I don't know if it's moat, but I'm thinking they might be pouring a little Quikrete in there. Going to Home Depot, getting Quikrete, and they're laying foundation.
This is becoming a favela.
It'll be a first.
That's like a favela.
They are. When you head east on the freeway, they look like favelas. They're in the hills, kinda. It's fucking all right.
That's
we don't
fucking
wanna
rad.
Talk about homeless. What do you got? You got hats off. You got.
It's a real problem, folks. I got a hats off.
Hats off to you, sir.
So this gentleman, plastic surgeon out of Jacksonville. Shocker.
I was in Jacksonville last week.
I hear that's where idiots go.
I went to their Waffle House, and then I left Florida and never went back.
Well, so then last week, there was hats off to two gentlemen in Florida, Spencer and this fella.
And Eddie from Waffle House.
And I don't even know, he's got to be charged. Nelson Turin of Jacksonville. Turns out, not a plastic surgeon. You want to know how they found this out? This fucking guy was just like administering Botox. You know what I mean? So it was like a consultation for plastic surgery. But while people were in there, he'd like upsell them, just like, hey, I'll give you Botox right now. You know what I mean? Like, hey, $40 and I'll give you some Botox.
What do you mean, like, why wait and make an appointment and do it later?
No, it's kind of just like a sample. You know what I mean? Just like a hey,
like
$40, I'll just tighten up your face right now, and just like you'll be so impressed, you'll want to come back and get more work done.
Like how a Coke dealer will give you a line because he knows just one line, and you'll immediately buy it no matter what the quality of the product is.
Or how much it is, or whose dick you have to suck.
It's always a genius technique.
Oh, so good. It really mostly works with cocaine, though.
Yeah, because you can't just have one.
Yeah, where it's like
Yeah,
you go
it's
to buy weed back in the day.
Cocaine
Like,
and Lay's potato chips. You can't.
when I was buying weed in Oregon, the guy would do that. Was like, no, you got to stay and smoke a couple because I don't want people in and out. I look like a drug dealer. I'm like, well, sorry, you're a drug dealer, so I'm going home. I don't want to. Like, now I have to just get high at a stranger's house and watch whatever you're watching. Like,
Yeah, I don't like American pickers.
So anyway, this dude was just giving out Botox, and then, but how they found out he wasn't actually a plastic surgeon, he was unlicensed, because some lady reported him. She was like, oh, this was kind of weird. She went in, and then he upsold her on the Botox, and while he's doing Botox, he asked her if she wants some Four Loko.
Well, like he had a stash of old recipe or
So yeah, so like if you thought people were cool, he'd break out that said champagne or Four Loko.
Weird
which is-
options.
that's-
Weird options. You can't get a Bud Light.
This
in
guy's
there.
got no middle ground.
You don't have like a little Chardonnay. Maybe a Miller High Life. I mean, doesn't have to be an IPA.
He's like, all right, we're celebrating. Are you wealthy or white trash? Because it's Florida. Because that's actually funny. I'm just now thinking of it. That's the only demographics in Florida is people who drink champagne and people who drink Four Loko.
Yeah, because in Florida is the only place I've seen where they literally have incest billboards, and they have, and it says being drunk is not an excuse. It's your daughter. And they have stump
What?
too. Real billboards.
Whoa!
You know, they're not in Miami, but they're in parts.
Oh, make America Florida again.
I mean, at least in LA, they're just saying like, "Hey, be a dad today."
Yeah.
Hey, let's be a dad. Talk to your kid. Read to your kid.
Yeah.
Our billboards aren't saying, "Don't fuck your kid." I don't care how much moonshine from your bathtub you drink. Do not fuck your kid. And it just shows a girl sitting on a couch like this. I'll show it to you. The picture.
That is absolutely bonk. No, even
Florida's
if you're drunk.
nuts.
I thought you were going to like. I was like, wow, that they have this crazy drunk driving billboard, and you're just like, please don't fuck your daughter.
That was the worst Waffle House I've ever been to. Was Jackson, Florida? Yeah.
So anyway, they find this fucking guy.
Was he even giving real? Was he even giving real Botox?
So that's the problem. It was real Botox. Problem
cool.
is
So
most of it's expired.
Little old.
So
Hey, I've taken expired Vicodin. I still got a little buzz. So.
Botox is literally a poison. It stands for botulism toxin. When it expires, like it's not good when it's good. Past its due date, it's definitely like that's
Dude,
gonna fuck
it's
you
great.
up.
That's what my stepmom does for a living.
Botox?
Laser tattoo removal and Botox.
Oh, that's tight.
And it,
Can
like,
she make me hot? I want to get a big fat
she'll
Puerto
make
Rican
you
ass.
Sexy, dude. But I should get tattoos because I have no risk. I can just get them removed if I want to. But at like Christmas and stuff, all the women there are just getting their faces shot up because she'll do it for free or cut rate or cost.
That's
you
cool.
know? And so she's just like stabbing everybody. All the time. That's hilarious.
Do I want to become an acupuncturist?
really
What's
good
the
at it,
certification for that? You just gotta like fucking, just act like you're finding a spot
They
and
make
then.
bank too.
I know. I just want to become a scam artist. Like some of these people
Yeah.
do really well.
That's what I realized because I went to go visit my childhood best friend, and I was with. Him and I together would be a great scammer. Like I wish I started comedy earlier.
Couple of
and
matchstick men.
before he got a girl pregnant, because he would have been like the best manager ever. Like he's just that
Yeah.
kind of personality. And then we were just thinking when we were together, we're like me, my wife, and him would be like the greatest trio if we were evil.
That's what I'm saying. I just need life to kick me down enough to where I can just use my skills for bad.
To be a pastor? Oh God, no problem.
Oh, dude, all I got to do is like memorize the Bible. I would. I would.
I fantasize about that.
If I lose my morality, 6 months I have a jet.
or just any way to where I can speak. Like she had to go back to Africa, but I was briefly friends with this lady, and she came to America because Oprah brought her out to do the speaking tour, and I was like trying to get on that tour with her, and it was clearly for like African immigrant women, not white dudes from Long Beach, but I was still like peek my nose out, like any stage, anywhere, sentimental, yeah, whatever.
So
Is this man in jail?
yes. I'm assuming he's got. Oh wait, let me see. Injecting blah blah blah. They don't say if he's got a bond or anything. So yeah, the guy might just be in jail. Bomber, bum dog millionaire. Expired. Let me see. He called himself Bubbles, which is weird. It just seems like
bubbles in the patient's face after he shoots them up.
Yeah, there's not this.
Florida is the king of just like you can just start this wellness center and do whatever you want. Like that you see that documentary about steroids in baseball where they have the little kids reenact. That guy just went to where'd he go? He went to like Cuba or something and got a medical degree, came back, just started making millions shooting people up.
Well,
just Guido Dirtbag. They're involved with tanning salon people. That teenager kid who pretended to be a gynecologist.
Jacksonville.
Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You can be whatever you want there. That's why deadbeat dads go there, because you start a new life. You have a whole second family.
The whole
there.
state can be. You can be Gwyneth Paltrow if you just work hard enough. Did you see that dumb bitch? She's selling alkaline water with lemon in it.
Cool.
Lemon literally removes the alkaline qualities.
Oh, it does.
It's the acidity.
There's a place.
It's pH balanced, and you throw lemon in it.
The most disgusting I've personally seen it on the water level in the just like Hollywood culture is there's a place in West Hollywood, and it's tricky because it looks like one of those like
they're sinister.
It
dude.
looks like one of those Asian-run water stores that also sells burner phones and snow cones.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
and like Mexican calling cards.
but it's exactly. But it's a WeHo version, and they have like 12 taps of water. They made the smoothie was $15. They sold crystals, and the taps of water weren't like alkaline water, ionized water. It was love, beauty, serenity. That was the type of water. And all these women were coming in and just filling up their fucking jugs, man.
Oh my
And it
God,
is
dude.
Expensive.
But what
It's
was the
not-
gag? They like run it over crystals or something?
They must.
It's like
just
Dan
be
Aykroyd's vodka where he like filters it with diamonds.
Yeah, here's some obsidian. Mix it with that. Yeah, here's some hematite. There you go. That's gonna give you peace and serenity.
Like some of that shit makes sense. Like, what is it? Like birch water is like a real thing. You basically like tap a tree like you're doing sap, but on a birch, it just gives you like a bag, like a bladder of water.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be good for you. It gives like nutrients and shit. But it's like how people like, oh, you got to take your omega-3s or like eat a lot of fish because fish have omega-3s. It's like, well, do you know where the fish get the omega-3s? Eating plants. Just have some fucking broccoli, you stupid animal. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, I don't know. If you just eat shit
the
you're
best
supposed
thing.
to eat,
That's the
you don't
best.
need to drink fucking crystal water.
That's the best thing I got out of Seaspiracy was go with the algae, not the salmon oil pills.
Oh.
But
Salmon oil pills, that's great.
But what they also have with the crystals, like I'm a big fan of the crystals. They look cool, and I don't give a shit what the meaning is. But holding it in my hand, it's like my version of a fidget spinner.
Yeah.
I like having one in my pocket, rubbing it, whatever. But they sell it's kind of like the women who sell sell essential oils, but they're these water bottles with crystals inside of it. Mm-hmm. So it'll just be like. It'll just be a pink quartz in the middle of it. It's supposed to give you power while you drink it. It's just some crazy bullshit.
My girlfriend got like a dozen different crystals. Like it came like she got a bunch of stuff from this like holistic website, like a candle and like incense and shit. And each thing like came with a couple crystals.
Yeah.
And they're all just sitting in the same spot. I'm like, doesn't one need to be like on the windowsill and like one in the bathroom?
Well, you
like
gotta charge them.
in the sun?
I just made a shrine. I have this cool kind of purple geo that's
I like
big.
you said, you got to charge them. Like I don't have to do anything. They don't.
I've never charged them. I've never charged them. But I have one. I don't remember what kind of stone it is, but it's shaped like a skull, so it's badass.
That is, hey, a crystal skull, dude.
And then I glued a third eye to them. So.
Oh, that's like a googly eye or like a cool eye.
No, it was a coin that has a hand with the eye on it, and then I glued it to that.
Oh, that's pretty rad, dude. I'd fuck you. A 14-year-old me would fuck you if you had that in your room.
Hell yeah, I didn't think of it then. Yeah,
That is so
shit.
cool.
All right. Well, I guess I got a gloves off
That's yours.
to myself. Actually, kind
It's
of.
yourself?
Kind of not really.
Brutal.
It's kind of cheating because I told this story
Sleeping
on
with
stage
the
last
enemy.
night, but I just got back from a trip to the south.
Yeah.
I was in Savannah. I took the train to Charleston Easter Sunday.
Good ride?
Smooth as can be. Great ride. Hour and 40 minutes.
Is that just like Amtrak?
Wham bam. Amtrak, yeah, it was like $30. Boom.
Bada
Loved
bing.
it. Would I recommend? 10 out of 10. Absolutely.
How long?
Hour and 40 minutes. Savannah, Charleston. It's great.
Yeah, that's great.
And the cool thing that's about Amtrak is you can get there. Trains are always on time, and you just get on. You can show up 2 minutes before it's there because
Yeah. There's no security.
which
You don't
is
need to
kinda
check
scary,
in.
which is kind of scary. But anyway, so
Yeah, let's not advertise.
it's Easter Sunday. I'm in the South. I want to go to church. I want to go to a black church in the South. I figure they're gonna have better music.
Yeah.
So my wife's friend is picking us up. I just go to there's this white guy, he works for Amtrak. I say, "Hey, where's the church around here?" He doesn't know where one is. I really want a black church. Then I see a black dude. So the white guy tells me of no churches. So then I go to the black guy. He gives me 2 churches. I go to the one he suggests. It was pretty much exactly what I was looking for, but the problem was COVID. We got there late too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of weird having you heard this story already.
I know. I was thinking
Just
about it. I was like,
last
how do my face looks weird.
Yeah, just because I told this on stage last night, and he happened to be there. But yeah,
Anyway, keep going because it's
yeah,
funny.
It's not even going to be material. But anyway, so I pull up with an Asian girl, a white girl, and myself. And the guy goes, "Oh, this is the way you get out of here is you just turn around and you go right there." And we're like, "No, we're here for church." So he seems shocked. He goes, "Oh, okay. Well, it's cars only. So just stay by your car and go park there." And the girl who's driving parks like behind a tree very far away from all the cars. So
Was that the only spot?
no, they could have gotten way closer. Way closer. But
She was just playing it coy.
weird and nervous, and we were really late. And so
She's being mysterious. Like in person, that's the move. Is like you go to like. I always wanted to be at a funeral, and you look off in the distance. There's just a guy standing like halfway behind a tree,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
40 yards away.
Sure, yeah.
But she just did the car version of that.
Pretty much. So it's like she's truly like, you can't even see her from the congregation. And he says, "Be sure to stay by your car because of COVID rules." And so I get out of the car. My lady and her friend stay in the car. And without saying a word to them, I just slowly creep closer and closer and closer. And then a really good song happens. So I start getting into it. I'm kind of tapping my leg a little bit. But I'm also just standing like this, swaying to the music. And everyone is fucking staring at me. Everybody is staring at me. And I don't really know why.
Oh my god, that is so 100% black.
And my chick is texting me just like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You know, why? And
Why do you have a gun?
I keep creeping closer, and turns out a few years ago, a man named Dylan Roof shot a bunch of people at a black church. I didn't.
Where
even
was
think
his?
About that. In Charleston,
In the same town.
same town.
Well, then I would actually feel safer. I'm like, it's not gonna happen twice.
And I'm showing up. It's like if the 2 women were with me, it wouldn't have been that way. But I'm sure a lot of people are thinking it. But then some old lady because it
Just
was
wearing tactical gear.
It was an all black church, not a mostly black church. So
And everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
It's a small town.
and I'm a complete stranger, and they can't really talk to me because it's in the middle of the service. Like they all investigated me afterwards and like gave me candy and talked to me and told me where to eat and what to.
Hey, what's up, white boy? Don't kill me.
I hung out with like them for like 30 minutes afterwards, and I did. My real goal, and I feel like I would have gotten there if it wasn't for COVID, is I wanted either for the church to have a cookout or for one of them to invite me to their house so I could eat with their family.
Were you coming home for Sunday supper?
Yeah.
Once I get out these clothes, have some guy in a purple suit pour you up some jambalaya.
Because there was this cool restaurant I tried to go to.
Yeah.
That wasn't really a restaurant. It was this lady's house. She was a Korean lady in Savannah. There's no Korean food there. And you have to make reservations, and she just feeds you in her home. And then I think her husband or boyfriend is like a really good baker, and then he's in charge of the desserts. But it was crazy because I called to make it happen, but I did it like the night of, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm not good till Wednesday. I'm like, I'll be out of town by then." But she kept me on the phone for like 40 minutes and was like talking to me about all this stuff, and where I became obsessed with her. Where I'm like, "You're saying most places where I can't eat, they're like, okay, bye." This lady was keeping me on the phone and telling me about what she does and why she can't have me and all this stuff.
Because she's just like vacuuming.
And then
she's at home. She doesn't have to leave her fucking home.
And then she's also pushing like these desserts on me. Like maybe I can get you a dessert. I'm not sure. So anyway, so I become obsessed with her. I end up going to her house just so I can go talk to her face to face. Because I'm like, what's going on with this? She wasn't there, but I talked to the pastry guy, her boyfriend. It was weird. But yeah, anyway, that's my gloves off to myself for not being considerate about the Dylan Roof thing, because that had to have been going through some people's minds. And I really just wanted to hear good music and the Word of God on Easter Sunday.
You are very, I wouldn't classify you this out of the blue, like out of context, but when you say that, I'm going, yeah, like you are a school shooter.
I was wearing the wrong clothes. I mean, I was wearing boots, jeans, like a pearl snap Western shirt.
With a military backpack.
I left that one in the car, thank God. But it was just great.
Wearing a Punisher mask.
Listening to gospel music. I mean, I had that Bane thing on my face. It's for COVID, guys. It's for COVID. But yeah, it was great just being.
Just a guy just standing, like a white guy, just standing at a black church, just wearing a like cargo pants and a ski mask, and he's just like, "Why is everybody staring at me?" Oh fuck.
Yeah, it was good to listen to gospel music, be in the sun. I had brought some.
Church in the Sun does sound kind of fun.
I had some marijuana treats, so I was just digging. You know, the music. I was vibing with everybody. What they may not have been vibing with me. Yeah, we don't look that much different.
You'd look like fucking Dylan Roof. I wouldn't say you would.
My girl, I was like, what? Of course I'm going to do that. She's because I was like, you know me. You know I'm going to do that. She's like, yeah, but they just had that shooting. Like, oh, the shooting. It's kind of like that Seinfeld.
That's your white privilege, man. You don't even think about it.
It's like that Seinfeld when Jerry was dating the dermatologist, and he's like, pimple popper, and she goes, skin cancer, and he's like, skin cancer. Anyway, that's the gloves off to myself.
Oh man, that's a great one. What a good story.
Thanks, man.
What a fun story.
No one got hurt, and I got a bunch of candy.
Yeah, and you talked to a Korean lady.
Also, one thing I got to point out, the lady, she gave us a bunch of these bags of candy. Never, like party favor kind. You get it like a birthday party. I've never seen a better variety in my entire life, where it was like Laffy Taffy, Twix, Snickers.
Oh, no duds.
Blow Pop, Tootsie Pop, Now and Laters, Sugar Babies. It was...
This is a curated. This is not
a woman went to a store, bought a bunch of
the good
like
stuff,
Smart and Final or whatever.
Yeah.
Although they don't have the treat of having Smart and Final there. Yeah. But I've never seen a curated bag of candy like that. It was incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome. And she just brings bags of candy to church.
I guess it was Easter, and they normally normally would do a cookout.
That makes sense. Man, yeah, I want to go to a black church outside. Now that you said this, like I'm and I was watching DMX at Kanye's Sunday service. He was doing like a prayer that rhymed. I just wanted to go to black church out in the sun, dude. That would be great in like a little amphitheater or something.
It was nice because the church itself was beautiful and incredibly old. But I've been to white church in South Carolina, and it's not as fun.
Yeah, even like my stepmom goes to a huge church. And
I don't like those.
It's like big and like they play music, but it's like, how am I like? They're playing songs and talking about like interesting like philosophical stuff. Why am I bored as dick right now? It makes no sense. Which I like, but then it's funny. You go to a black church, they're just gonna, you know what I mean? They're just gonna do the same thing. You know what I mean? You pick a passage, you talk about it for 5 minutes, and then you just start harassing the audience.
Couple jokes, then you get the band going. Then you pray for Edgar, who just got in the car accident. And.
Also,
they got a system, but I went to a place called the Center for Spiritual Development, which is like a church for non-religious people.
Yeah.
And it was fucking incredible. I loved it.
I hate
because the community, that's a great aspect of church.
my stepmom's church, they do the thing like 15 minutes in. They do it right at the perfect time. You always forget it's going to happen. They make you stand up and shake your neighbor's hands. They're like, I want everybody right now to stand up and look to the left, look to the right, look in front of her and back of you. And I want you to shake at least 3 people's hands and introduce yourself because we're all in this journey together, brothers in the fellowship of Christ.
Oh, I hate that move. Neighbor to your left, neighbor to your right. Yeah, they do that in school or like work trainings when you have to meet new people and you're like, I'm never going to work with this girl.
You know what's never worked in the class when like everybody say your name and a little bit about yourself. It's like, oh, well, I'm Mitch. I like Beast Wars on the WB. Thanks. No, that's never made anybody a friend. It's only just embarrassed each person one at a time. That's what it's more good for, is just getting over just being fucking embarrassed.
I used to teach swim lessons, and I lived in Flagstaff where it snowed, and I had to go to Phoenix for this training. It's 2 hours. All right, no problem. Whatever. They put me up in a hotel for the weekend. And this lady like singled me out as some weird like Flagstaffonian who didn't have any friends and stuff, and was like, "Now everybody be nice to Spencer. He doesn't know anybody." I'm like, actually, like the chick I'm banging lives here. Like I have an aunt who's here. I'm set up. And then she started like talking shit on Flagstaff, and I get all defensive. And then she's like, "Well, you never have to shovel heat." Anyway, it was a weird. She like treated me like I was some like retard townie.
I
But
love
I got
that
to the point where I'm like, I don't like Phoenix. There's no culture in a tot.
because of like I was raised from here to my hometown.
Townie.
Yeah, so but it's like, but I've been in LA my whole life. You know what I mean? Every time I wanted to go to like a baseball game or the
still went to
beach
Dodger
or
games,
like
yeah.
I know the city. Like I would go downtown, like Olivera Street in elementary school. You know what I mean? Like
I guarantee you've been at least from like. Yeah, I grew up in Long Beach. We didn't go to Chinatown every year.
Yeah.
We actually did go to Alvera Street every year, but that was because my abuelita made us.
you would go to like Hollywood, go like the El Capitan and shit. Yeah. But also I'm from like a shit kicker town of like 10,000. So you're like
Tehachapi is a weird place.
So I get to see like city folks making fun of shit kickers and vice versa. Like when either of them are out of their element, you get some like REI vest guy in Tehachapi, and they're like, "Whoa, where are you venturing from?"
Yeah, or when I did a show there, and I made my first joke was making fun of veterans, and them being like, "Where the fuck are you from, boy? We don't like."
Bro,
that.
you talk to people that, like from LA, like born and raised. They think like Santa Clarita's full of like meth and horses. Like everybody's just like, bro, that's where Six Flags is. They have grocery stores. Like it's a city, man.
Yeah, they do have a gang problem.
They have a fire department.
But yeah, they do think like anything past fucking Burbank or past like Simi Valley is just meth.
Yeah. Oh. All right, so let me move on. I got a good one. I got a couple good ones. You know, I'm going to go to a fun one. So, as you guys know, gender reveals have gotten out of hand. And I'm going to skip to the second half of this article because they talk about this, just the sheer number of people that have died during gender reveals. So, it's like 9 people in the United States have died.
And the amount of acreage burned, too.
So, yeah, you have that.
We've covered these before. That guy burned, like, who knows how many acres in Arizona. Another guy did it in California. Mm-hmm. That one guy, someone just died.
So, a guy died, like, last year because one exploded. Yeah. He was essentially making a pipe bomb in his garage with his cousin, and he maimed his brother, killed himself and his cousin. The best too is the risk versus reward. So if you die in a gender reveal, I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? If you're making a pipe bomb to fill it with like blue powder so your fiance can have a fucking Instagram video to show her people that aren't even her friends. You know what I mean? So
That's a weird thing.
It's like it's insane. Like
it's really just be like, can't you just say like, hey, let's have a party?
When I was a kid, like it was always like sneaky. Like the couple of like back when I was a kid, and you'd still go to like baby showers.
What are you doing in Ted?
Baby showers, but it was like all the candy would be blue. You know what I mean? Or like they'd sneak it in at the end, like it would be on the cake, like it's a boy at the end.
Yeah, they'd go to M&M World and get the all pink M&M.
Exactly.
Throw it in the bowl.
Or you're like, oh, you can order them online. That's cool. Now it's like, oh, you don't love me unless fucking a professional NFL player kicks a field goal and it hits like a Rube Goldberg machine that sets off a series of contraptions to fucking spit out like fucking pink confetti cannons.
Yeah, it is very stupid.
Yeah, it's silly. But this one I feel bad for because those that died, I half feel bad for because they
Well,
were.
has anyone died that was not a part? You know, like.
I'm getting to
Oh,
it. This fucking.
Sorry, I'll just shut up.
No, you're fine. There's no way you could have known. This fucking guy. So they're part because they still. Half of me is like, yeah, they were still involved, but it's like also it's their job. Like they were just doing their job. So 2 pilots were killed when in the middle of a gender reveal. So it was in Cancun and pilots. So they hired a what do they call? I'm trying to think of the name. What are they called? The air riding? Not the one that does
Skywriting.
Not the one that does like the smoke.
Oh, the banners?
Yeah. What is that called?
Banner guy.
The fly
Banero.
messaging guy.
Banner arrow.
Yeah. So they were flying overhead, and then out of nowhere, they're like 3/4 of the way across the sky, and they just tail dive straight into the fucking ocean.
Just shitty planes or drunken pilots?
I don't know. This just happened, so it's under investigation, obviously. But
Wow.
yeah, there's fucking video of it.
And it was a gender reveal.
Yes. So these fucking idiots are flying these 2 Mexican. Well, it's Mexico. Like
Yeah.
they probably don't have like OSHA and like the FAA and
Yeah,
shit.
the planes don't need to be tip top.
Yeah. So they're still using like the motor that runs on like fucking old bike pedals. But
Bike pedals and tequila.
yeah, they're just using fucking they don't even have gasoline, it's just like Everclear. They're basically living in Mad Max world.
Just shoving a gothic
But
cactus into it.
Why this is a fucking hats off
Hats
Why?
off to you, sir.
to just it's to the situation. To the joy that it brought me to because you're watching the video and the mood changes not quickly. The video is only like 2 minutes.
Well, there's probably realization, like, well, they're gonna
That's what I'm
make
saying.
it.
There's like oh, is he circling back? That's kind of he's falling kind of oh no. Oh, he's gonna come in for a flyby? Is he coming? No. Oh shit! Oh god! and I hate laughing because one guy died, or both guys died. One guy died in the water. The other guy died at the hospital. Which is like, bro, your plane crashed and you didn't die on site. You survived. You know what I mean? Somewhat, you survived.
That's crazy.
But also how bad you have to feel. So now,
that baby's cursed.
oh,
Abortion, right?
we'll kill the baby because it's
Yeah,
clearly
baby.
the Antichrist.
Yeah, baby gone. And it's Mexico, so you're in a great place. As far as baby disposal opportunities, they're
And also
galore.
gullibility to weird ghost folklore and
Yeah.
mysteries.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Either kill your kid or you got to rub a cat's tail in your eye or something.
Yeah. You go to like this priestess who will just
Dude,
bury crow bones underneath your
so
front porch.
Fascinated by the old Mexican like medicinal folklore. Like I literally had somebody tell me to rub a cat tail in my eye when my eye was already irritated. And I was like, you-
Oh, so you're allergic. You're gonna want to lick your cat. Oh, it is fucking.
Also,
it is
as a
so
perk,
insane.
like, yeah, where am I gonna get a cat's tail, Enrique?
Also, yeah, do they sell those like rabbit's foots?
I don't know.
Uh,
All right, so this
oh, here.
couple sucks.
Wait, I found the part of the video. You just got to see it.
That's
Look at
too
this.
horrific. Oh God!
Oh
In
shit!
the background, the wife's just going, "What gender is it? What gender is it?"
Did you
We
guys
didn't
see what it was?
We didn't see.
Just
It's a boy.
you know what? For the people that do gender reveals, they honestly wouldn't care. They'd just be like, "That was so rude of them to ruin our day." Oh my god!
The ocean's gonna have all this gasoline in it. God.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Within like 2 days, it'll be a racial issue because these white people went down to Mexico and killed 2 Mexican guys with their silly fucking first world fucking display of.
Their first world plan. Yeah. What a god. All right. What a wreck.
Oh, that's the whole sitch. That's there's nothing more to it than that.
All right, cool, man. Well, I gotta. All right, I guess I gotta. Just handful of quick hats offs from my journey. One.
Your journey?
Yeah, one thing I liked on the airplane, everything was very smooth.
Oh, I forgot you went somewhere. Are you referring
Yeah,
to your
just
life
quick
as your
ones.
journey now?
Like, one thing the flight attendant said as far as wearing the mask thing, because there've been a lot of mask freak out videos. She just on the intercom was like, "And please wear your mask. don't put me into a corner. It was the perfect exasperated thing to say,
Yeah.
where it's like, even if I'm totally anti-mask, because they say planes are one of the safest places to be,
Yeah.
because of the circulation. Just let fucking Lori be cool.
Yeah.
Let her pass out the pretzels and just have a chill flight. I got to watch. Never thought this would.
Hey,
happen.
man, please just be cool. Like,
Yeah. I found a reason, because that's what's so funny about all these rules on the planes. It's be cool. I'm consuming nicotine. I'm smoking weed on the plane. In the cartridge form and stuff. Like, you can do a lot of cool shit on planes that's not legal. Just be fucking cool.
there's a club if you have sex. They let you join a club.
Yeah, it's a sick club.
Planes generally rule.
It's an uncomfortable
Dude, every
club.
time I'm in a plane that takes off, I'm like, sick.
Well, just that feeling of like this trip where it's like, all right, I felt like kind of that Blues Brothers where I'm like, I got my sunglasses, half tank of gas, 8 packs of edibles,
Yeah.
2 weed cartridges. I got one waiting for me there.
Dude, up until my mid-20s, I would, like, up until like 3 years ago, I would still pretend that I was the pilot. Just like, what?
Well, that's why,
Dude,
I took a picture.
planes are so sick.
Now-
the fact that they work,
On-
bro, there's so many of us in here.
On American Airlines, they just have this little thing that just clips down, so it just holds your iPad, and then you just get Wi-Fi through them, and you watch all these movies through them. And just that little iPhone, iPad holder is a total game changer. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't need a fucking screen. You need a $2 piece of plastic and an app that works, or not
Yeah.
even an app, a website. Because anyway. But one cool thing about airplanes are sick. I had a great time. But
Just download a video or a movie on Netflix on your phone. Like, stop bitching.
I had a very sentimental moment, like got teary-eyed on the trip.
Yeah.
I got to watch. So my buddy, same age as me, he had a kid. He has a 13-year-old.
Yikes.
He has a 13-year-old, like a 4-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Yikes.
So 13-year-old,
All from the same woman?
2.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't. Yeah.
Explains the age gap.
Yeah, exactly. But took a while to find.
That's just a weird thing to have one kid and then like
That's
like
how
12
I-
years later
yeah.
have 2 more
Yeah.
from the same people.
Not the same people, but I watched Mighty Ducks with his son, and me and my best friend Ryan grew up watching Mighty Ducks all the
Yeah.
time together. So it was like this very like, holy
Aw.
shit! I'm watching
Aw.
D1, D2, and the Ducks TV show with this. It was like one reason to have a kid on the list. Watch Mighty Ducks with them.
Watch Mighty Ducks.
But I was shocked that his kid was into Mighty Ducks. Like he wasn't like humoring me.
Yeah.
He's an asshole 13-year-old teenager. He was amped to watch it with me.
Mhm.
He's not an asshole actually, but he's 13.
That's why you can't just give kids iPads.
He's a good kid.
You have to
yeah.
give that. They need Sega first, or like Super Nintendo. You need, or like a Game Boy Color. You know what I mean? Learn to be fully and entertained by this, like, because this is amazing.
Yeah.
Because once, like, kids now they're saying old movies are dying, like movies older than like 1995, just because they look weird.
Well, it's like the porn thing. The reason porn sucks is we can't jerk off to a picture anymore. Where I used to be able to masturbate
To thoughts.
to thoughts or like a 10-second.
Just me in my own
showers.
head being like, this would be cool.
Yeah. I would jerk off to the scene in Mallrats where the girl had 3 nipples. So I'm like jerking off while Jason Lee's doing comedy. So
Works every
and now
time.
it's like I don't have fast Wi-Fi. This is bullshit.
This is
Are
bullshit.
you kidding me?
No, I got off porn a long time ago. I've since relapsed. I don't have my
It happened.
I lost all my chips, but yeah, you have to do it like you're getting off heroin. You're like, okay, I'm gonna like try and only do it to like I'm trying to get to my like bikini pictures can do it for me again. Because I remember stealing, dude. I got in trouble stealing a fucking Victoria's Secret, like just like a catalog my stepmom received, and I just saw it in the trash, and I was like, oh, this is good for months. Just chicks in underwear.
Oh, not even wanting to look at the whole magazine.
Yeah,
yet,
saving
just
it.
Being like, oh, I know.
It's gonna be so good.
And then there'll be little ads where there might be, yeah.
Oh man. Oh, so those are the days.
But what was I gonna say?
Keep going. What were we talking about before? Got
Watching Mighty
obsessed with
Ducks. The
jerks
Mighty
off?
Ducks show sucks.
teaching your son how to
by
jerk
the
off.
way.
That's not on your list.
Teaching my son? Come here.
Hey, buddy, it's about that time. See your
Yeah, I guess tell him about it. Teaching sounds way too active. Like
I think it's
involved.
more of like catching than explaining.
But yeah, I do remember
That shouldn't
as
be
a
more
little
the
kid,
situation.
Like probably at a way too young age, at like probably 6, I stole a Playboy from my grandpa and hid it. Never got caught with it. Kept it hidden. And I would look.
Did
at
you just
it.
know it was valuable, or did?
It was a trip because I would look at it, and my wiener like would get hard, but I could feel that there was something missing, but I had absolutely no clue on earth what it was. So I would just look at it.
Semen.
Yeah, this part. I did not know this part. I did not know the cranking part, but I was, yeah. Anyway, what do you got?
Funny enough, another story about playing with it because it feels good. No, I'm kidding. This is a very serendipitous fucking story. I don't even know. It's a gloves off for sure. I don't know who. Probably both. So this woman in Arkansas was murdered in 1996, right? This guy, I think he just broke into her house and murdered her. So fast forward 23 years later, he's formed a relationship with her daughter. So this guy kills her mom and she makes friends with him. And he gets out of prison and it's like it's almost like a Hilary Swank movie. You know what I mean? Where it's like, wow, people really can change, and like second act and blah, blah, blah. Until he murdered her in the same house.
Fool me once.
Am I right? Fool me twice, shame on me, bud.
Man, that's just one of those like no good deed goes unpunished, except usually the phrase doesn't involve murder. It's just like someone cutting you off in traffic or stealing, stealing your parking spot, and you're like, great, no good deed.
Yeah.
But this lady's getting murdered. She's in heaven with her mother.
Probably
now.
like an awesome, beautiful person for like to forgive and like make friends with the person that murdered your mom. Which is, I doubt it's like a situation where like, oh, I hated my mom, I'm glad you did it. It's more of like the ultimate act of forgiveness, like a very Christian move. But then
yeah, they do that in documentaries. Like, for 20 years I was angry, and now I looked him in the eye and I had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And it's,
Closure.
And
Well,
I think it's
the
very
daughter
valuable.
definitely got closure. That's for goddamn sure.
Well, the story ain't done yet.
Oh.
He murders her. The cops show up. It says he jumps out of, and this takes place at like a historic area house. They keep calling it the Snowden house. So, the cops pull up. He jumps from his car, rather, and then ran and jumped into the lake. And according to the sheriff, he was observed going under the water and never came back up. They went underwater and had to get his dead body. So this dude was like,
"How did he not float?"
I don't. He probably, I don't know. I don't think he might have been trapped, or he might have tangled himself in something to like stay down, or like might have been holding on to something, and then I don't know.
Huh.
I don't have my lab coat on.
Well, get it. I need answers.
So this dude's like, oh, I'm not. They're gonna throw the book at me now. Like, he just got out after 23 years. To murder, like, that's like
What a long game.
this is like a story you hear about like in history. Like, I read on like Wikipedia at 3 a.m. like this about an Italian guy in like the 1300s who like he killed somebody and then like was exiled to like Sicily and then had to come back and and then he murdered their family.
Yeah,
But-
like in Princess Bride, that one guy who's like prepared to die.
Oh yeah, Inigo Montoya.
Yeah, Inigo Montoya.
So they said the investigation's still ongoing.
Yeah.
I don't obviously. What is there to investigate? Pretty clear cut.
Yeah, allegedly.
Or, dude, how funny it would be if he got framed twice? Bro, it's just her dad the whole time.
yeah.
He murders his wife, and then as soon as
my wife and my bitch daughter.
she just has him over for coffee, and then her dad shows up, and he's like, you know what? You've been a bitch lately too.
There was a guy I was watching a murder show, and he did that where he had like his he set up like he just hired this kind of like down and out guy to like do maintenance around his house and lawn care and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he just killed his wife and totally set that guy up and got away with it.
That's fucking rad. Dude, family I grew up with, they hired this guy that like my dad and his friends grew up with, but he became like a meth head. Just the old dude from the neighborhood, and they hired him, and he started doing. Well, he was just obviously a huge meth head. So, but he started like he like redid their backyard, and he's like really good at landscaping and shit, and like got rid of their like put up like a foundation wall and got rid of like a hill, and they was gonna start digging for a pool and shit, and then he was like working at like 1 a.m, obviously.
Prime time. You want
And then they had this like 15-year-old dog, this dachshund that was like deaf, dumb, and blind. Like he had to lead it to its water bowl, and it like barely could walk. So 1 a.m, one night, he just put it in a pillowcase with a bunch of bleach and tried to murder it, like as a favor, like to the family. Like, oh, I'll put it down for him. Just fucking murdered their dog at 1 a.m, and they heard the dog screaming. So
that's a no-no.
They freaked out, and they're like, what's going on? And he's like, nothing. And he was just burying the dog.
Oh, so he killed it.
No, he just put it in a pillowcase with bleach and put it underground. The dog was still yelping. They're like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, don't worry about it. Go back to bed. I'm taking care of it. And they're like, no, is that my fucking dog?
Get off my property.
Yeah, they kicked him out, and then like the dog died anyway. But
wow, that's harsh, man.
yeah, you reminded me of that fun story.
Well, I got it gloves off.
All right, let's hear it.
Coming after you, figure skating
Oh no, they're gonna get it now.
judges.
The judges.
All right.
Honestly, and is there the only thing gayer than figure skating is being a figure skating judge?
Yeah.
Not gay as in like homosexual, but
Dude.
like, bro, get a life.
I don't know, because they're really short guys, but sometimes they're studs and they're married. Like, how romantic would that be? They're on, like, Team China. They're training together. They don't fuck for months. They're doing all this tantric shit, probably. Then they do the routine of a lifetime, win a gold medal, and just bang it
Well, if they're
out.
Team China, none of this was probably consensual. They were probably like
All right,
kidnapped.
I don't know if it was Team China. I'm just, a country where it was consensual and they
Yeah.
love each other. All right.
Oh yeah, if you and your wife.
Team Netherlands.
Yeah, if you and your wife are just like, yeah, we're just elite athletes.
But I was watching figure skating today. I have an antenna, so I was like,
So trying to work yourself off jerking off.
huh?
Trying to wean yourself off porn with figure skating.
No, well, I basically was just trying to prepare for the show, and I was like, I wonder what sports are on. Masters was on, figure skating was on, so I put on figure skating.
Yeah.
Dude, it's actually pretty sick to watch. I haven't watched figure skating in probably a decade. Those women are good. My point is, I watched this lady's routine. It looked incredible.
Yeah.
And they were talking shit on her the whole time. They're uppity bitches up there.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
Men and women.
How you gonna nitpick
They're
this?
nitpicking so hard. Where this lady, I had just,
Wait, what was this event?
I was like, I think, I don't know, something in Sweden.
Oh, okay.
It's like some qualifying for the Olympics.
Oh,
type
okay,
shit.
that makes sense.
But still, like, usually I know when they fuck up because they eat shit or they stumble. But they did this slow-mo replay. And they're like, see, look at how horrible her mistake was. With no height. And I couldn't see any of it. And then they're praising this way hotter girl. I don't know. I feel like figure skating it is like that elitist. Remember like what Tanya Harding talks
Yeah.
about? Like they would try to get me out because I was white trash to make my own costumes. This lady was killing it. I was clapping for her. I was all pumped drinking my coffee. I was like, yeah, USA, baby. So yeah, fuck those judges in figure skating. Ease up a little bit.
I was looking up the because they were saying
Or if they have a cooler story, they are better. You know, like they're better to them. Where it's like they have the same routine, they
Yeah.
landed the same, but this one fucking was born under 20 feet of sand and dug her way out or something.
what was I gonna say? Oh, I was looking up. So I guess the U.S. is floating the idea of boycotting the Beijing Olympics because of like the concentration camps. You know, least you could do. But I mean, don't put an embargo or anything on them. But the you know, I still want to. If I order something on Amazon, I still need it in 2 days. Don't.
Yes.
But
We will not. But Shaun White will not be snowboarding with you guys.
But so I was like, so I looked up. That led me to looking up like the medal counts. So like
All
Russia,
time?
yeah, Russia has like 400, England has like 600, something like that, and then the U.S. has like 2,800. Like we're far and away first place. Like we should almost like just to be good guys take a round off just to let people catch up. So
Make
it's
it more fun.
but it was just funny because I'm just like, yeah, we could take the hit. Go ahead and boycott this one, guys.
Yeah, and the ones where it's like, yeah, all right, whatever, Finland. Yeah, you're better at us than skiing 80 miles while shooting a gun.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck. We're dunking on your asses.
Yeah.
We're kick flipping on your asses, and we're doing 360.
Oh yeah. Oh, not even that. Fucking like swimming and like water polo. The ones that people don't even give a shit about. I was on the way home from your house. I got in my car and the first thing that came on the radio was I was listening to Trust Your Radio. Been getting into it lately. But
I like dipping into it sometimes.
Michael Phelps was doing like an anti-masculinity commercial, and it was like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy. He was like, and as elite athletes, you know, you're supposed to like kind of just compartmentalize and get rid of that part of yourself and not talk about what makes you a champion. I was like, yeah, now that you're done, you're retired. Like, obviously nobody
you're
gives a
saying
shit,
that,
but yeah,
But Michael Jordan would never say that shit.
exactly. I don't know.
Think
I
Tom
just thought that was
Brady's
funny.
talking that way?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're a swimmer.
You're a swimmer. I've got the most Olympic medals. It's like,
You were born like 6'5". Like there's like the swimmers like I remember I swam and I was always really good because I was like 6'1". But the best guy on our team was the guy who was literally 3 inches taller than me, and it was just it's like
yeah, that makes sense. Gotcha. So are you done? Is that it?
yeah, I'm pissed at figure skaters. Yeah, basically they're assholes. Give 'em
Figure
some
skating
slack.
does suck.
And I don't know how the
I mean,
scoring is done. Just play a cool Whitney Houston song or any cool song and get down.
I'm actually not opposed to
like
figure
watching
skating.
Figure skating. I think it's cool.
I'm not
And
opposed to figure
when
skating.
They eat shit. They're falling. They're wearing no clothes and they're landing on ice.
Yeah.
Hockey players wear pads, dude.
Uh,
They're in like a thong and like the type of outfit you would buy at Penthouse, like at the Hustler store for $10.
that's where I'm impressed is hockey. Because you're not doing redundant bullshit. Like there's no reason to ever like jump in the air and spin 6 times. Like you're just
Not may I remind you of Ken Wu from San Francisco, California, on the Anaheim Mighty or on the Mighty Ducks.
yeah.
Team USA.
Team USA and they go all the way.
Put a stick in his hand.
But-
Nobody can stop him,
Of course. But
other than him.
other than him. But once he learned to stop himself, that's the true power. But in real life, my friend, like hockey is like, okay, you're skating in like a functional, practical, like you're doing all the moves you need to know while like operating like formations and handling a puck or like, you know what I mean? Or setting up a
While
screen.
hitting people and talking shit.
Exactly. That's a skill. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, you're a construction worker? It's like, no, I just do the hammer. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, no, I just work the nail gun. It's like, then you're not. Anyway.
But that like gymnastic feet stuff is cool. Like when they're doing those couples ones and they just whip them into the air, that's badass, dude. They're doing like 4 rotations, like weird, like
You just swing your wife like you would like what you used to do with like a toddler where you just spin him in a
That's how
circle.
I got a concussion. A kid at church was doing that.
He just threw you.
He was like doing that swinging around move.
Yeah.
And he had done a bunch of kids, and I think he was just tired and sweaty, and I just slipped out of his hand, and my head just like nailed the cement. Oh, it fucking
Don't do it
sucked.
outside.
Well, that was stupid too, because that was back in the day where they were saying like you can't sleep when you get a concussion. Now they're saying you should sleep when you get a concussion. So it's anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the chance and not sleep.
I don't know. Maybe you're sleeping, you'll repair some of those brain cells.
No, but if I'm awake, I'm not dying. If I'm